Pretties, it's Alison Lumbatis, and today I'm going to be answering the question, can I wear highlighter if I'm over 40? Okay, so of all the questions I get asked, age-appropriate makeup has to be one of the most frequent. And I can see why. It becomes increasingly more difficult to figure out what's age-appropriate and what isn't as we start to get older and as our faces start to change. What's going to be most flattering and what do we need to skip? Inevitably, one of the questions that comes up over and over again is, can I wear highlighter? And I've got the answer to that for you today. So if you're not familiar with highlighter, what it does is it adds just a little hint of subtle shimmer to certain areas of your face. And it's most typically applied to places where you would normally see light reflected off your face. And it gives you just a nice, natural, pretty glow. But if done wrong, it can be completely overdone and make your face appear too shiny and too sparkly and appear like maybe you're trying a little too hard to look youthful. So today I'm going to show you a few highlighter techniques that are completely age appropriate. And honestly, these work for women anywhere from their 20s all the way to their hundreds. You can definitely still continue to apply highlighter and wear it. It is a very pretty and very subtle way to add just a little bit of glow to your face. All right, so let's start off by talking about highlighter products. I have a few different products that I use whenever I'm highlighting, and there are liquid products on the market and there are also powder products on the market. So with the powdery types of products, I have, I'll be using It Confidence In Your Glow. And in this little packet, we have a bronzer, blush, and highlighter trio. So I'm just going to use the highlighter in this one. Apply a little bit of that to my finger. You can see it's just a really pretty natural looking shimmer. And let me put a little bit of that on my arms so you can see what that one looks like. Okay, next up in the powder department, we have Tarte, and we're going to apply the Tarte powder right below the It. And you can see the It has more of a pinkish glow to it, while the Tarte has more of a yellowy glow to it. Next up, we have a liquid highlighter option, and this is It Cosmetics Perfect Lighting. Now this comes in a little wand, but I find that just applying it directly to your face doesn't give you as much control. So I usually just put a little bit of this on my hand first. And I like this one because it's a little more subtle than the powder highlighters are. And it blends really nicely. So I don't know if you can see that. That is the bottom option on here. Okay, so for the purposes of today's video, I am going to be using the Tarte option because this one seems to stand out a little bit more. And since highlighter is a little bit difficult to see in natural sunlight, I'm going to go ahead and use this one so you can see where I'm applying it. All right, so I have a little bit of the Tarte highlighter applied to my finger. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it right along this upper edge of my cheekbone. Now, one of the things that you may want to do a little bit differently, especially if you're over 40 and you've started getting some lines around your eyes, is you're going to want to avoid the eye area. You know, a lot of tutorials that you see are going to tell you to go ahead and tap it up into this area. But what that's going to do is it's going to highlight the crow's feet when you smile, when you're outdoors and the sun's shining off of that. So let's go ahead and try to avoid that area. But what you can do is just apply it right here where the sun and light would naturally hit on the top of that cheekbone, and that's going to give you a really nice little subtle glow. Okay, and you can put this on top of your blush and on top of your powder. This should really be the very last thing that you do when you're applying your makeup. All right, so a few other of my favorite places to apply highlighter are right above my brow bone. again, where light would naturally hit my face. Down the bridge of my nose. Blend that one in just a little bit more. And then right here on my Cupid's bow. And you can see it just gives my face a nice, subtle glow. It is not too sparkly, too shiny, or too over the top. So those are the areas that I recommend that you apply highlighter, especially if you're over 40. It's an additional way that you can just kind of contour and highlight your face, and it looks great for all ages. So I hope that you enjoyed this highlighter tutorial. If so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will be doing some more age-appropriate makeup tutorials very soon. Thanks for tuning in.